Welcome to the Relateable podcast, a safe space for open and honest conversations created for Black people.
This podcast explores how we relate to one another in our intimate connections, friendships, family, and everything in between. Hosted by 3 Caribbean women. I am Fiona, a single mom.
I'm Sherween, a very near empty nester.
And I'm Chantal, a free-spirited monogamist. Relatable, because a shared journey brings hope.
Hey.
It's good to be here.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
It's good to be here. It's good to be back. I think we look forward to these sessions as much as our audience and our supporters. It's just lovely.
I don't think they understand, you know.
I feel we're more doing for our own therapy.
Hey, that's our therapy. This is our therapy. I'm sorry. This is like, I look forward to coming to sitting and just breathing.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah. How was your week?
How was my week? You know, Fiona, I honestly, I don't even know how to answer that question this week. You know, I returned to work after some time off, and there's always this little bit of anxiety about how many emails are going to be in my inbox. What did I miss? You know, what didn't I do before I left? And so on Sunday, I decided to just switch off completely. Well, I didn't have a choice because you guys know that I have no phone.
Yes.
So when I say I switched off, I mean, you know, closed down my iPad and my laptop and decided to just spend the day reading a book.
Good.
And it was just a beautiful love story called 7 Days in June. I'm really sorry, but I can't remember the author, but I will make sure that we put it in the show notes. And it's a beautiful love story. I'm not quite finished yet, so I don't know if it ends happily ever after. So I don't want to preempt. I don't know if it does. But it was lovely. It was a hot day on Sunday. I had met you, Fiona, and our lovely friend Davinia for brunch.
That was a very wonderful day.
Very wonderful day.
I see the smile on your face, your faces.
Yeah. And so that actually carried me through the week, you know, just spending time with the girls, reading a good book, the sun. And it was like, you know what, Shan, no matter what is awaiting you in your inbox, remember this.
Yeah.
Remember this day.
Yeah,
remember
absolutely.
this. This is life.
This is what's important.
This is what's important. So yeah, that was my week so far. What about you?
Yeah, my week was, I think I'm emotionally exhausted. I think with Know Your Caribbean, remember the last episode I was talking about, I got a very irate phone call from a stranger who called me like after 7 in the night, and that really shook me for some time, just because in terms of their privilege or their belief that they had the privilege to contact me and to talk to me in that way, especially at that time of day, and the type of person that they were.
Yeah.
And then I think of late, a lot of people are telling Know Your Caribbean what to do. You need to post this. You need to talk about this. You need to do that. And I'm one person, and I'm doing my best, because the whole point of creating Know Your Caribbean was to make it a very diverse platform to show how diverse we are. I can't do everything every day, and I cannot talk about everything all the time. I'll be inundating the followers with so much information. As much as I have to pace myself, I also have to pace my followers. And a lot of times people tell me that I need to be talking about this, and they get pissed off if I don't. And you know, I am one person,
And she's really doing it.
Yep.
Herself.
just
Exactly.
me one.
Fiona.
Exactly.
And managing all the other aspects of her life. You know, she's a full-time mother. She's a full-time daughter. She's a full-time sister, friend, you know, human being. She is but one beautiful vessel. And I think sometimes, you know, as much as, you know, your supporters, absolutely. And I think it's just, they're so grateful to have your presence, but I think maybe some of them sometimes forget it's a one-woman show.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, or there's actually a human behind that.
Exactly.
You know?
It's not a team of people.
Yeah. And it's like, you know, a lot of the research really sometimes drags me down. So I have to pace myself also. So I just kind of felt like, whoa, everybody just like coming at me this week.
Yeah.
Amongst getting a lot of support as well.
Yeah.
But I just feel like I need to take a bit of a sabbatical, which I'm planning to do.
Yay!
Yeah, in August. I'm taking
Good.
a few weeks off. I'm going to do my best to do that because I think I need it for myself and start back afresh in September.
I love that.
I know you are all for take a break.
Take a break.
Yeah.
Take a break.
You're all for that.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm glad to hear that. Sherween, Queen Sherween.
Queen.
Yes.
Yes.
My week, I don't even know what a week passed, to be honest. I did sweet fuck all.
You're right.
Yes.
On Tuesday, I was loving myself. I dedicated Tuesday to loving me. And I went dancing in my house just for no reason.
In Bete Riders.
Very important piece of information there, Fiona.
Thank you.
It was so much fun. I laugh at myself. And you know what the nice thing is? Laughing at yourself. I laugh at myself and I was like, girl, yeah, you still have it. You may not have it when you were like 14 and you were climbing on walls, but you still have it. You still have it, Gassa. Then I went walking with my daughter and we ended the day painting in the garden. She painted the most beautiful pair of boobs. Ooh. And I'm just like, wow, child, give me some of that.
Give you some of the boobs or the talent?
The creativity.
Right.
The talent.
You have it, Sherween.
Yes.
The talent.
You have it.
Yeah, I know. I'm telling myself that as well. I'm telling myself.
Okay.
But yes, that was my Tuesday. Wednesday, I don't know what I did. And
But that's good.
I'm telling you, I was reading. I did a lot of reading as well this week. So I spent time doing that. And that's my week. I'm enjoying. I'm loving myself and I'm just resting and taking this all in. I think that's what it is. Trying to understand and take everything in. And I'm watching y'all. I'm learning. I'm watching other people. And I'm like, yes, okay. Just take notes. Take notes because I know the type of person I am. And Fiona, I saw what happened this week with the followers. And I was like, how would I handle that? And a few words came up to my head. And I was like, this is why I need to take it slow.
She would have said HYMC.
Yes.
Caribbean people know what I mean.
Oh, yes.
Capital letters.
I mean, we can't say it.
We can't say it.
We can't say it.
Hold your mother.
Oh, your mother. Oh, no. Remember that song?
Hold your mother.
Paul, your mother come. Paul, your mother come. Your mother come
in
from America.
Yeah, that's it.
I was so naive, right? I was already working at the radio station in Nevis. I was working at Vaughan
So you was a
Radio.
big woman.
You're a big woman and you didn't know what the song was saying?
I remember I started working there when I was 15.
Right, okay.
Right? So that song came out and I was like, oh, Paul, your mother come. Paul, your mother come.
Yeah.
The station manager came in on during my set and was like, when you hear the record scratch. Yes, like, wait, what's going on? He's like, we cannot play that song.
Yep.
I was like, oh, that's what he's saying.
Yep.
But yeah, Paul, your mother come.
Yes.
Yeah.
To those people.
Yes.
Right?
Pretty
Yes.
much.
Okay.
So that's my week.
All right. So we are going to dive in
our
with this
topic.
episode. And it's Fiona's choice. Fiona chose the topic. Sherween and I are like, God damn, Fiona.
Why, woman?
Let's go there.
Why?
Let's hear Fiona introduce the topic.
Yeah, man. The topic of this series is our first love. If it was love, but our first love, what was that like? God damn. Let's go for it.
All right.
Okay.
Let's go for it.
Okay, Fiona.
Who's in the hot seat first?
Not me.
Why?
Not me. I want to listen to y'all and then.
How shall we?
Because I know you're gonna say me. I know you're gonna tell me go. Oi.
Chantal, are you up for going
You're
first?
up for going
You
first?
know what?
Go first.
Like,
I don't think you've gone
let's just
first.
rip off the Band-Aid.
Rip it off.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
So, Chantal, who was your first love? If you know.
And how did you know he was your first love?
Yes.
You
and what was that
see,
like?
This is so many levels. So many levels. I don't even know if I have experienced full-on love yet. I don't know. How will I know? I don't know what that is. I can tell you the feelings of love that I've had from my lovers and partners and high school crushes, over the decades. And maybe at one specific point of my journey, I thought that was love, but I feel like my ideas of what love are now, who I am now, are completely different to how I thought love should feel and how I thought love should look as a teenager. So when you said, let's cover this topic, I was like, okay. But I can certainly take you through like a few of my, oh my God, this is the one. I can take you through a few of those moments for sure. Let's see. So I would say my first crush, my days. My first crush was probably when I was around 14, 15. So I was in Nevis, Charlestown Secondary School. And we used to go to St. Kitts and have almost, I guess there were not cultural exchanges. No, because St. Kitts Nevis Federation. But we would do exchanges with our peers at Bastyr High School. And I remember the first time I saw this guy, I was like, ooh. And it was the first time my heart ever did that kind of drop down thing. And I was like, oh, he's cute. But me being me, just kept it to myself because,
First of all, I need to say something. You see what you're telling me now? You bring me back because nothing we love more in the Caribbean where you go to an event to see the people from different schools, be it inter-school sports, or the bazaar or whatever. So I know.
Square.
Listen, yes, I know that little, when you walk into this place, is somebody not from your school and you're like, yo, I know you are not from St. Kitts or Nevis.
Yes.
And I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yes. And I was just like, And when it's this moment of, almost like recognition of some kind of energetic exchange, although I wouldn't have been able to articulate it that way at that stage of my life. Because immediately, and it sounds so corny now, but our eyes definitely locked for like maybe 30 seconds.
That's a long time.
Listen. And I was like, oh. And then that was it. Didn't mention it to anyone. We, whatever, debated. We did all the things, all the activities that we had planned. Came back over to Nevis. Didn't say a word to anyone. And then lo and behold, a few weeks later, I went to see a friend of mine who had a scholarship with this company called TDC, right, in the heart of town. And so all the scholarship recipients would work on a Saturday for the company. So I went by to say hi to this friend of mine. As I'm in the place, me see the boy. I was like, wait, what? What is he doing in Nevis? Like, what is he doing here? And I think my face obviously said everything.
Gave it all away.
And so my friend kind of looked at me. She was like, So after that, she was like, Shanine. I was like, oh my gosh, he's so, when you're that age, he's so cute. Da, 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 da. Listen, let me tell you something, right? This went on for years. I never ever told this guy. I never told.
Wait a minute.
I
had a whole nice story. You never talked to the man?
I never told him. I didn't say I didn't talk to him because we had so many people in common that it was unavoidable that at some point we would speak and have conversations. And we did for years. Me not tell him nothing. Years later, I'm visiting Nevis. This person is visiting St. Kitts. We bump into each other at, I think it was a carnival event. And we're just chit-chatting, da-da-da-da. And he said, Chantal, what are you doing tomorrow? I was like, oh, I'm just chilling. He's like, come out on a catamaran. I was like, cool. Right? No biggie. Get on the catamaran.
Please
and he says, Chantal, I have something to tell you. I was like, what's up? He said, do you know I have had a crush on you since high school?
Both of y'all go.
Lord have mercy.
I know.
Lord have mercy.
And for those who don't know, Gogo in Phoenician Creole means idiot.
Big idiot. Big idiot. I was like, what? I was like, you're kidding. Then we just started to laugh at each other. We exchanged stories, instances where we would see each other. And it was the cutest day. It honestly was the cutest day. And by that time, obviously, time had passed. I'd gone on and got married. I think he was engaged at the time. So it wasn't an intentional conversation. Like, I intend to then take this further. It was literally just a sharing, and we were both rolling on the boat, like laughing at how stupid, how stupid we, well, not stupid, but just like
judging so hard.
Honestly. And he'd be like, you can ask this person how much I used to talk about you. And every time I saw you, my heart would race. It was just
opportunities.
And I know that there are friends of mine, especially Mariah Gray. If she is listening to this conversation, she will know exactly who this person is. She will know. In fact, a few people who might be listening to this. But yes, so that was my first crush. My first boyfriend was also from St. Kitts. There's a pattern here. Hello. And absolutely, and what I learned from my first boyfriend was how to be adored. He really adored me.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And he was so beautiful in expressing like how he felt. And in the Caribbean, especially back then, to have someone who I think we started to date when maybe I was 19, 20. And to have someone just be that expressive was so beautiful, and
very refreshing to hear someone of that age to be able to articulate their feelings like that.
Absolutely. Yeah. And, this was my first boyfriend, like it was all official and everything. And we would spend time together. He would come to Nevis. I would go to St. Kitts. All the Nevis men hated me because obviously I was dating someone from St. Kitts. So therefore I'm a sellout. Okay. Ridiculous now when you think about it. She thinks she's too good for Nevis, man. No. I just connected with someone who happens to live across this or so. Like, I can see Bastille from Charlestown. But obviously there's a lot of history behind the St. Kitts Nevis beef, right? It goes a long way back from the way that Nevis was treated as the sister island. It's a whole other episode. Maybe it's even a Know Your Caribbean episode. We could sit down and talk about the St. Kitts Nevis beef.
Absolutely.
Right? So it's definitely, and what makes it even more ridiculous is because everyone in St. Kitts and Nevis is probably related anyway. So whatever.
That's the thing, yeah.
So, whatever. But yeah, my first boyfriend, he was a dancer with this group at the time called, and they used to perform at all the shows, hip hop. Listen, let me tell you, okay. And he reminded me of Ralph Tresvant. Oh, yes, he did.
Okay.
A man with sensitivity, and he actually looked like him. I thought in my little mind. And we went to see Juice together.
Oh no!
We went to the cinema, and he took me to see Juice. I had just come back from New York. I'd spent the summer in New York, and he took me to see Juice.
That's a film.
That's a film. So we had that experience together.
Oh, and that's lovely.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
And so we really, and he was the first person that, we went on holiday together.
Where went?
We went Nevis.
We took a little boat.
But we rented a guest house. We did those things.
Proper. It's a staycation.
It's a staycation.
Thank you.
Did staycations. Yeah. But why did and I break up? Well, honestly, I knew that I had to explore out of Nevis in terms of what I wanted to do with my life. And I think timing-wise, me being in such a serious relationship at such a young age just wasn't the thing for me, not for what I had in my head. So it's not to say that, did anything to me, and that kind of broke my heart.
Yeah, that's hard.
He didn't do anything. There were rumors that he'd done stuff, but I actually really don't believe them because of who I know to be. And unfortunately, at the time that I made that decision, I then met the person who would then become my husband.
Right.
So the in-between timing was like, oh, you hoe? Okay, he didn't call me out.
Yeah, but
I don't think he would call you a hoe. It's too nice for that.
He really did not. So let's make it clear before y'all
Yes.
Go and find him and
Yes.
hunt him down on the internet.
No, but
right?
it's the assumption that
Yeah.
it was because
of this
Yeah.
other person. And so that really even broke my heart even more that he thought that. And then I left Nevis anyway. So
Yeah.
whatever. So he was my first boyfriend, and I big up. He's an amazing father to his daughter. And if he's still single, or if he's single at this point and there's anyone in St. Kitts Nevis,
you endorse.
I fully endorse him.
All right.
And of course, between and where I am now, I've had, different iterations of being in love. And I think I'm at the stage where I know how I want to be treated in a relationship. And that is coming out of relationships that were good and some that weren't so good. And so, so that was my first boyfriend, my first marriage. Yes, I have been married, people. And what drew me to my then husband was a shared appreciation of art and culture and creativity, and I felt that I'd found someone who understood my quirkiness and accepted it and encouraged it. Sometimes I think growing up in Nevis, I was viewed as maybe a little bit of an outlier. Is that how you pronounce it? Outlier?
Outlier,
So a little bit out of the norm, doing things a little differently. People will call me white gal because apparently only white girls wear bikinis on the beach or swimsuits. Never did understand that. Some of the music that I listen to, she plain white. What the fuck is plain white, people?
Yeah, like
Can someone please explain that to me?
If you listen to like rock music,
Yeah, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
or eat salads,
Don't eat a salad. You crazy? You definitely plain white.
Exactly. Your plate must have all the ground provisions.
Yes.
Right.
Which I am a big fan of.
Yes, I love a ground provisions,
But not every day.
Not every day.
Yeah.
With stew chicken, a block of macaroni and cheese.
Hello.
Your salad is a
coleslaw.
spoon of coleslaw, one leaf of
And a
lettuce, slice of tomato, one slice,
and it warm from the spoon. I'll have you know. Okay.
with a sprinkling of black
That's
pepper on
right.
it. That's it. So I remember which was something very encouraging, going slightly off topic. At one point, St. Lucia started to, on cable, have the box.
Mm-hmm.
So at the time, the box used to play a lot of like the cranberries
Yes.
and
Girl, I had all
corn
the albums.
and all of that.
Listen.
And I used to see Lucian fellas, bad boys and them driving past, blasting rock music. And I'm like, yo, this is so cool.
I love
Yep.
it.
And then they just canceled the thing.
Yeah,
And then all we had access to was Bete. But it was just so nice to see that, it's not that we don't like that music. It is just a lack of access. So for those who are opening up to that, you just listen to white people sing and whatever, And I think that, that's something that's very unfair. So I know what you mean about to find someone who encouraged it, who loved it, did not judge it. Because I know it's like being at home. If you just slightly a bit different, a bit quirky, a bit eccentric, it makes people uncomfortable and they ridicule it.
Yes.
So to have someone to appreciate that, because when you connect with somebody creatively, it adds an extra layer.
It really, really did. And he's very, very creative. And I think, even for him growing up, he was seemed sometimes as a bit of an outsider. Beautiful looking person. And so ended up, in New York, in the fashion industry, modeling, working in fashion.
Girl, she can all of these nice dancers, models.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, you know what? I was very young. I was very young when we got married. He is 10 years older than me. And unfortunately, it didn't go too well. But looking back, I feel that we loved each other, but we were not right for each other. And just because you are in a relationship with someone that you love, it doesn't mean that that person is actually your person. And not that we ever belong to anyone, but when I say your person, it doesn't necessarily mean that there's full alignment.
Yeah.
Right? And there's certain core beliefs and values that we all have. Yeah? That I am now understanding those things are the things that need to be aligned. Not so much so, the surface layer things. Like, growing up, I always wanted to be in a relationship with a Rasta man. That's never happened.
Don't say Rasta man around Sherween, boy.
I know, because I saw her face just now as I said it.
My
eyes just lit up. Listen, I had this vision of, being with my Rasta man, and we having a home and a big ass, farm and living off the land while still integrating ourselves into, the digital age. So a really cool combination of that person. I've never met this person. I've never dated this person. I've never had someone who is just spiritually, culturally, historically, I guess, aware, an advocate for our people. Someone who understands that we are important, and certain things in terms of continuing our legacy, are important. That's a person that I desire. Oh, sure.
I put my hand up. I raise my hand. Can I just say?
I date? I feel like I was turning you on there.
Can I just say that I've dated many Rasta men. I've always fallen in love with Rasta men, but I've not yet met the one you're describing.
And he doesn't have to be a Rasta man per se.
For me, I want him to be a Rasta man per se, because I love the Rasta man. It's not just the vibe. I love the whole ethos of what it is to be a Rasta, and the livity, the way we eat, the way they eat, the way they live their life, but also somebody that is in tune with their history and in tune with culture, and of course, be of the now, of the digital world,
of the now.
But we have that grounding, which is the Rasta man, the Rastafarian identity. That is what I love.
Okay, so anyone out there listening?
Our numbers are 555-222-333-456.
Find me. My Instagram is open.
But the thing about Rastaman and them, right? I think all of us can love the concept of being in having a beautiful garden with this Rastaman, and it's the whole natural elements, but he's also in touch with, maybe he's a podcaster and he likes to record his thing in his beautiful garden and all them kind of things. Or he's an artist.
Twist your locks while you record.
Yes. Or I'm twisting your locks while you're painting this amazing portrait of Barack Obama, who commissioned you, and he don't care if you live in the bush in Montserrat. Let's go. But I would like a liberal Rastaman, because especially very devout Rastas in terms of their opinions when it comes to women and how women should conduct themselves. I think that's just reflective of most people who are deep in their religion.
You said that, conduct themselves, and it's like you put a knife through my heart.
Yes, because I don't think the devout Rastaman would be okay with me and my bati rider bent over, leg cock up somewhere.
Yeah, probably not.
Right? So it has to be a liberal Rastaman. Please let me put in that disclaimer.
Yeah, let's put it in. Put it in. You're putting it in for all of us. But it's just, coming back to my marriage, and again, it's like, okay, that didn't work out. But I learned a little more about myself and what I need to thrive and be my best self and show up as my best self in my relationships and being able to give myself. So with each phase of loving and learning more about the way I love and the way that I need to be loved, it's almost like freedom in a sense, because it's easier for me now to discern when someone is wasting my time or I may be wasting someone else's time, because it's a two-way street,
Absolutely.
Right? And so from my marriage, you know what? I have to say this, and this is going to sound hilarious, but since my marriage, I've had a few relationships, but nothing long-term. And that's not to say that I haven't felt loved or given love to someone, but, and there was a close call recently, which you guys know about, where I thought and felt that I had met someone who, covered all my little I like nerds, you know? I like nerds. I like geeks that know shit about science and technical things. Like that's really a thing for me as well. And I felt like I had met someone because he was like this combination of creative, nerdy, rootsy. At least that's the impression that I had. And so I was like, whoa. You know, and y'all know I don't like to talk on the phone. And I was having like 10-hour conversation. Me, Chantal, Olivia Miller, who after 2 minutes, okay, yes, so see you tomorrow. Yes. I don't hold long conversations on the phone. And so when I said this to you guys when this was happening, you were on the phone with someone for 10 hours?
Girl,
Who is this wizard? Who did this to our friend? Really and truly.
But that's not normal for anybody. Like, even like the most talkative person, 10 hours. Girl,
I was like, what? The sun started to rise. I was like, Bumbleclot, wait, what? But that felt so good. And again, with this person, and it didn't work out because there wasn't full transparency given to me about certain things, you know, but I didn't come out of that being bitter. Again, it was like an illumination, like, this is how I need to be courted. This is how I need to be wooed, you know, and it was so loving. And even the brief time that we spent together, you know, when I went over to his home and he cooked me this beautiful vegan meal. And then I had vegan breakfast in bed. Ta-da!
All right.
Ta-da! And I was just loved on in that way. You know, and again, I guess it's about understanding your love language as well.
Yes.
You know, I have been gifted that book twice now, and I have never read it. I'm sorry to the people that gifted me the book.
We're judging.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
But again, you know, with this person, he was some of the things that I said, you know, in terms of knowing who he was culturally and where he was grounded. I remember when he was doing a particular thing and I would be like on the phone to Fiona,
it was a big deal.
It was a big deal. He did this thing, guys. And it's not a sexual thing. So y'all get your minds out there. Okay? Because you're like, ooh, what move was that? No.
What made it special is because it was not sexual, but it was extremely attentive.
So attentive.
To you in particular, not like a general, very sweet gesture you do for just any woman. Yeah. It was very much tailor-made for you.
Shall we share what this person did?
Yeah, I think you can.
I think we need to hear these things.
Giving fellas ideas too. Good, nice ideas
exactly.
as well.
So
guys,
this person,
listen.
She's like, listen. So this person is not from Nevis. He is British, Jamaican. And so he decided for the 10 days between our first date and second date that each day he would send me a fact about Nevis, right? And I say this, but it wasn't just a fact. Please understand that Nevis is my heart. Nevis is 36 square miles. Stop it. They're already laughing.
I'm not judging.
Listen, Shereween.
After all the small island talk, you just get vexed for you doing the same. Wow.
Shereween.
You've been hanging around too many Jamaicans. Jamaicans, we love you, but you always treat us bad.
I'm also half Jamaican.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, I can say these things.
I'm judging you.
I'm sorry. And anytime we get an opportunity, I have to take it, innit? We get it so many times. Sorry, darling. Sorry.
It's okay.
Go ahead, darling.
I'm side-eyeing you.
Okay.
So Nevis has 12,000 people officially at the last census, I believe. Don't come for me, Nevisians, okay? Shereween is biting in her lap. I hate this place. I hate it here. Wow.
I'm laughing at Shereween, I'm not laughing at
lies.
Lies. You know what? Banayo. Okay.
Hey, don't put me in that. Right.
I love Nevis. I have a good friend living in Nevis. No St. Kitts. But that's close
you're
enough.
making it worse. After you just talk about the beef gasa, really?
No, she did. Okay, so you know what?
It's like saying you from Barbados.
I cannot.
Okay. You know what?
Yeah.
To make it up, I'm going to go to Nevis.
We don't want you.
Shut it down straight.
Let's make it clear. Okay?
I am coming to Nevis.
First of all, Chantal, being that it's so small, Chantal mother go call immigration and put your name on the block list today.
Right? Okay. That's right. Hey, so this person, we are digressing a lot with this conversation. I'm sorry. We're so sorry, guys. Bear with us. We'll get there in the end. So every day for 10 days, I would wake up to a fact about Nevis. And I'm not talking about one-liner, Google it and it's there facts. Like even some of the things that were sent to me, I didn't know. I was so ashamed. I sent a few of them to my sister. I'm like, yo, did you know this? She's like, ashamed. No. Right? And for me, him doing that for 10 days consistently, I was like, yo, this person understands what Nevis means to me.
Yeah.
Right?
It was very
so considerate.
Very considerate to
so
you
beautiful.
as a person.
Very attentive.
Yes.
Very attentive.
And I loved it. I loved the way that person wooed me during the brief time that we had together. And it was just before the pandemic started. And he would plan all the dates. I literally did nothing. And I wasn't used to that because in a prior relationship, you know, the probably most serious relationship I had between my marriage and where I am now, I had to do a lot of that. And it's not to say, I mean, I got beautiful things from that relationship too.
Yeah.
You know, very, very beautiful things. You know, during that time, I was traveling in Bali and I think my salary hadn't hit my account. So, he was checking in on me, making sure I was okay. I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm like, oh my God. So good thing Bali is so cheap because, hello, my salary hasn't hit my account yet. La, 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 la. And we went on to talk about other things. Got in from roaming around Ubud that day, a little message. Hey, Shan, check your account. I was like, oh, yeah, I'll check it for my salary. He's like, no, check your account. Looked into my account. Voila. He's like, I'm not having you in Bali.
With
not
no
having
money.
any money.
And you see, it was a passing comment, but they picked up on that.
Yeah.
Attentiveness.
Yeah. Attentiveness.
Attentiveness. So I have had, not all my relationships were wonderful, but I have, even within the ones that weren't wonderful, I've had moments of knowing that in that time, I was very much loved and thought of, right? And so I take these things with me as learnings. So this person now sending me 10 days of Nevis, everywhere that we ate was plant-based. I mentioned that I hadn't seen the film Piranha. Was it Piranha? Pariah? No. Piranha?
What?
I can't remember.
About what?
Ashim. Parasite? No.
Parasite. The Korean film.
Something with
Yes,
P.
Parasite.
Yes.
Piranha? Like what?
Sound like some 1980s.
I know, like some horror flick. I think it was. I think
I'm sure.
I think so.
I'm sure.
But Parasite, I mentioned that I hadn't seen Parasite. Boom. Went to this beautiful cinema, Hidden Away Cinema, to see Parasite. I'm like, yo, you're winning. You're winning.
Mad.
Yeah. And so I think for me, what I felt for this person, I definitely felt the potential.
Yeah.
Right? The potential for a big love, but it didn't happen. But because it didn't happen doesn't mean that I don't believe in that big love. But I also believe in little loves, little sparks along the way. And I guess for me, Fiona, when you said this is going to be our topic, because we all choose the topics, and I thought, first love. I've had many firsts. I've had many first loves, but just at different stages of my life, So the last one, I don't know if we were even at the stage of loving each other, but in terms of seeing where I could be loved by this person and I could very much love this person. And I think the alignment, I felt almost like a soul alignment in many ways with him. And that was a first for me. So that capacity of our connection was a first, where I literally felt a soul alignment. And it was very easeful. Like there was no chasing, no struggling, no waiting 100 days for somebody to call you back. None of that. There was no pretense.
Yeah, which is very liberating.
So it was very liberating. And that person also, even before we connected, had always been quite supportive of my loves, so Island Girls Rock and storytelling and the Caribbean. He was always very supportive of my passions. And I recognize that that's something that I also need to thrive in relationships. You don't even have to understand half my shit, you know, but understand that I love it and I'm passionate about it, and show me that you support that. You're winning.
Yeah.
You're winning.
Yeah. It's a combination
It's
of
a combination.
loads of different things. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
But girl, I find it's beautiful that you still see the good, even in situations that didn't work out in how ideally we want things to go, right? All of us think, well, they did this, and they did that, and you don't forget the moments of beauty within those.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Relatable podcast's very own Under the Mango Tree. Hello, my name is Jeriah Toussaint DeFour. Some months ago, I was invited by my mother and grandmother to enter Maho, my grandfather John Compton's land. What made me really happy about Maho was their river. It's a perfect place to swim downstream, if I do say so myself. And what makes me really happy this week is being invited here, Somerset House, which is not what I was expecting at all. This podcast was not filmed in front of a live studio audience.
I mean, it takes time, Fee. You know, when I broke up with, probably, as I said, the longest and most serious relationship, when that imploded, I definitely went through the phase of motherfucker. You motherfucker. Do you know who I am? No.
Put some respect on my name.
Put some respect on my name, dude. But even you, Fiona, would always remind me of the beautiful things that person used to do for me.
Yeah.
You know? And so I think what I've learned in all the different ways that I've loved and I've been loved, that my first love is me.
Girl, thank
just
you.
finish the
Let's
podcast
just end
now.
Yes, seriously. Thank you.
Yeah, my first love is me, and my priority is to continuously work on falling in love with myself, because the more that I am in love with me is, for me, I feel energetically when I attract men. I'm going to say men because I'm cisgender woman thing. Is that the correct? Please forgive me, please. I am a respectful person, but I just want to make sure that I said it right.
You attract a partner.
Cisgendered. Okay. Men. I love men.
You're straight.
Right. Yes. And so.
You love black men.
Ooh.
6 foot tall,
Method
creative.
man. Oh, he's married. Okay, moving away from method man. Okay. But yeah, that's for me. That's it. Really, it's just. And I can also see that when I have spent time falling back in love with myself, in terms of when I'm ready to be out there, who I attract, it's a different type of man. Mm-hmm. And so that's why it's important for me to love myself in every version of myself, right? And so, yeah, I am my first love. It's me.
You can end the podcast right there.
No, we cannot.
That's why I didn't want to go first.
No, we cannot.
We needed
end.
this. I needed to hear this.
Yeah, I think a lot of people needed to hear that.
Yeah, and that's we spend. I think not that we spend, but we are socialized to believe that love is to be found in someone else or something else. But love is to be found within you first, and it takes a lot of work. We're not born, or maybe we are born loving ourselves, and then that changes the more we integrate with people around us and societal constructs and all of these things that tell us who we should be, how we should feel, what should make us happy. You know, all of the shoulds. Mm-hmm. And we do definitely absorb these things, you know. Yeah. Oh, you know, I should look this way. And if I don't look this way, then I'm not lovable or I'm not attractive. You know, if I don't have this, if this isn't my version of success, then I'm not successful. All these different what's the word, barometers
Yeah.
and markers of where you should be and what you should be doing and how you should be presenting yourself as a human being, which really no one else has the right to set those rules for you. You are your own person. And if you decide that's what I like, that's what I want to do. No, I don't want to do that. That's how I want to feel. That's how I want to rock my hair. This is how I want to eat. You know, whatever it is, this is where I want to live. No, I don't want to own a house. I don't want a mortgage. You know, all of these things have been built to almost homogenize the way that our lives are lived, which is so ridiculous. It's like when every high street looks the same, like all the different, like office, Pret, boom, boom.
Yeah.
So you could be anywhere in England because all the high streets look the same. Like, I don't want to be a high street.
But I mean, it's England, USA,
You know?
everywhere.
It's the
It's the
same
same
thing.
thing.
Exactly.
Pret, a Starbucks,
Whatever it is,
whatever
right?
version of
Whatever
the thing.
version. And I don't want to be a high street. I want to be a muse. MEWS. Also a MUSE.
Yes.
You know, I want to be that undiscovered, quirky little alleyway. I don't want to be a high street. And coming to understand that's okay is what is making me fall in love with myself. And falling in love with myself knowing that other people may not.
And that's fine.
okay.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
That's so cute.
I like that. So, ladies, what brought you joy this week? Fiona?
What brought me joy within the past 7 days, right, is us shooting that advert with the pan, okay? Because we all dressed all in yellow and shot it in a yellow kitchen, and we laughed and we joked and we created a really beautiful piece of content that made people happy. And it was very happy us making it. So, and I was happy editing it. So everything about the whole experience was wonderful, that us as a bunch of friends could come together and do something beautiful and joyous and yellow as hell. It was just, I loved it. That's what brought me joy.
Okay. Chantal, what brought you joy this week?
What brought me joy this week? So much, actually. So much. It's funny. Life is all about balance. Yin and the yang. The sunshine and the heat is bringing me so much joy. Being able to leave the house without thinking about having my coat, a scarf, gloves, a hat,
Socks.
Umbrella,
boots. Y'all, just to roll out the house.
It's not natural. I
Just
don't
fling
care what people say.
on a dress. Put on my little Membet shoes.
I see the
Hey, we're both rocking
Yes,
our
and
Membet
earrings,
shoes. And we will
yes.
put it in the show notes, guys, because you're thinking, what the rest are talking about?
Yes,
Membet shoes.
big up Membet Caribbean.
Membet Caribbean,
brand.
St. Lucian brand, Island Girl, Caribbean Bad Gal, all the things. Membet bigging you up for sure. We're both rocking your shoes. So yeah, it's actually been that. Just been able to put on a dress. Last weekend, I think I was out almost every day. I went to a dinner party.
Darling.
A very grown-up dinner party on
my
Saturday.
God.
Had grown-up conversations. And then the next day I met up with Fiona and Davinia and had brunch, and we called Sherween. We're like, yo.
And I was how vexed because I wasn't there.
And that also brought me great joy to see Sherween's vexation and like, motherfuckers.
okay.
Really?
I'll move on aside.
But it's just been,
moving like
it's
crabs.
been a reminder. It's been a reminder after 16 months of not being able to interact with our loved ones the way that we would like to, that the summer has given us, a modicum of freedom. Yeah. And the taste of the freedom has been so sweet. And also reminded me that I am a child of the sun. My Ras need to go home to the Caribbean.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Okay.
Sherween,
What brought me
you
joy?
joy this week?
The interesting thing is, you said the yellow shoot. Yellow, the color yellow brought me joy. Let me explain. I had nothing yellow. When we were told we had to do the shoot and wear yellow, I was like, I have nothing yellow. I never even thought about it. The reason is because I always felt like if I put on yellow, Big Bird would come to my head. I'm like, I don't want to look like Big Bird. I didn't have anything yellow. So I went to my favorite shop, Primani, and I got this dress and these 2 tops. And I never thought I would enjoy wearing yellow so much. It really lit up everything on the inside. And then I spoke to you, Chantal. I think it was at the shoot or something. And I said, I'm loving this yellow. And you said, it's bringing out Oshun. And I was like, oh, there we go. That's it. And on my way home that night, about 3 people stopped me and said, my God, you look beautiful in that yellow dress and the red hair on the dress. It just, and I was like, you know what? Bitch, you need to start wearing more yellow.
That's right.
So I got 2 tops. I said I was going to bring them back if I didn't use them, return them. They ain't going nowhere. I keeping them because now Sherween is going to start wearing more yellow.
You look lovely in that dress.
Gorgeous.
It was a cutesy little frilly dress.
I didn't think. I took the picture. If you saw my face, I was like, I didn't want to wear that dress. But then I felt good. It made me feel good. It made me feel good.
You both did.
So yellow brought me joy this week.
Here for the yellow.
Yes.
That was amazing. I hope you guys enjoyed our love stories and falling in love and what is your first love. And join us next week. Boy, it's my turn. And let's find out some more about our first love. Make sure to catch us on all the podcasting platforms, Acast, Spotify, all the places we can get your podcasting fix. And see you guys next week.
Relatable, because a shared journey brings hope.